What if everything that you thought of as being real wasn't? Could you live knowing your life isn't what you expected it should be like? Well, imagine a world in which all that is so. The world of Granite is a very different place from what it once was. The great blue dragon created the world about 2,000 years ago, where animals of any kind could roam freely among humans, elves, and other races. However, when the Dragon Lord was tricked and taken from the ideal place he has called home, all rights and rules that had been associated with freedom instantly vanished. Now, women were the rulers, and men were nothing but slaves. It was a lifestyle that was known to all until David, a 17-year-old slave, decided that wasn't the life he could stand anymore. Upon packing whatever belongings he had, including his pet red dragon, David fled from everything he knew was unjust. Then, meeting a woman named Julia, who appeared nothing like any other woman David had ever known, it was decided that the only way to get him out of danger was to partake in the adventure that was called upon by the mayor. The mayor proclaimed, "Find the 8 dragon jewels that will bring our Lord back to this world and receive money and fame." Sounds simple, right? Wrong. Through finding clues along the way, discovering a love that would not fade, and meeting new people, including Julia's cousin Cat, weaponsmith Raven, Cat's friend John, a mysterious witch, Tasha, and many more, it is hard to differentiate who can be trusted to come along on this quest. However, they, for now, must learn to cooperate if the jewels, as well as man's freedom, have any chance of being rediscovered. What did I just read? Well, if you want to know, it's the synopsis for this book. Quest for Freedom by J.D. Rhodey. Oh wait, that's me! This is my first novel. I wrote it a long time ago, and I had it remastered. The idea for Quest for Freedom really started in about, I'm going to say 1998 or so. Honestly, it was my sister and I. We did some role-playing stuff of our own, kind of D&D-ish without the dice, but we made up all these scenarios, and that is where some of my stories, a lot of my stories come from. Yes, I'm even wearing my reading glasses, if you guys noticed. I'm so blind, I need that to read this. Anyway. So, 1998, we started Quest. I think I even had that title in mind, too. It's weird because I never planned on this. I never planned on publishing a story of our game. But, yeah, I'm a writer, and I wrote everything down anyway, and so I'm like, well, I'm already writing it down. Why don't I start writing it on like on the computer, I guess, right? And then, so it just took off from there because I had handwritten, I had spirals and whatnot, and I would just write in my spiral. And if I failed it, I'd get a new one and put them all in a notebook and all this stuff. And just, I'm like, you know what? Handwritten stuff is awesome because it's, which I still have all that. But you want to type it out, you want to save it, you want to refer to it later, so, yeah, Quest for Freedom is about this guy holding the jewels. This blue dragon's hand right here. Jason drew the cover. It's about this blue dragon who created this world of Grenade, which, if you rearrange the letters, it spells dragon. So, and he made his world obviously for people and all races to live in peace and harmony and all this stuff. And of course, there's gonna be chaos because where there's good, there's bad, and all this stuff. This dragon gets trapped in a jewel. I say this in the first 3 pages. Okay, I don't mind telling you. So there's a black dragon, which you also saw on this cover. The black dragon right there, up at the top. He, who is created by the blue dragon, gets jealous that there is one ruler and it's not him. And so he challenges the blue dragon to a duel. And he says, okay, well, if I win, I get the world. It's my turn to rule, and I see some changes I want to make. I don't like how you're running it, so. The blue dragon's like, okay, fine, whatever, I made you anyway, I can beat you. So, so the blue dragon, he's got these 8 disciples, and that is what the colors are. The jewel he's holding, each disciple is a color. And so, his 8 followers here, they're going to make a jewel because they're they love their leader, and they're like, hey, what if this black dragon wins? What if our guy's not strong enough, right? They kind of have a little doubt there. And so they're like, well, if our guy's losing, we're gonna suck him into this jewel. So the blue dragon doesn't even know about this, right? So okay, but things are going okay, but you know what? The black dragon, he kind of got wind of this. That, people just hear stuff. And I don't explain, I just say he heard about what their plan was. And so he's kind of winning the battle for a minute. And these guys decide, okay, we need to put our plan into action. And so they pull out their jewels, and the black dragon realizes what's going on, and he grabs the lord, and they both get sucked into the jewel. And so then it's split because they made it for only one dragon, and now there's 2 in there, so it's like such an enormous force that it breaks the jewels apart, and they split back into where all these people came from, really. And so it's been said, though, that they can't make the trip alone to go get their jewel. Now, I never explained why they didn't just band together and go get their jewel as a team. But if they did, then I wouldn't have this novel because the problem would be taken care of. So they didn't do that, and then because they were his disciples, I mean, they lived for a long time, but people are people, and so they passed away and whatever, and so this legend goes down and down and down for 2,000 years. And so this book takes place with David 2,000 years later, and the world is just in ruins, I say, without their God. You know, there's no law, there's no order, there's nothing. People do what they want. Um, the women are in charge, and no, guys, that's not some like fantasy I had. I mean, I could have done it the other way around, but I don't know. So, and David decides, he can't take this anymore. Um, he and all the other men are suffering or dying or whatever because these ladies just do whatever they want. If they want to kill the guys, that's fine. There's no laws, and David has the courage to break away from this and decide he's not going to put up with this. In fact, he's not going to put up with it so much that he's going to change it. So, this book um, came from, from our game, me and my sister's game, but I have a lot of heart in this, and I think it comes from my family and being a crip and just different things of mine. Like I was tired of how my life was. I just felt like, I can't say the slave, I wasn't a slave, but I felt imprisoned. You know what I mean? I was the only crip in the family. I was kind of just like that sister, right? I wasn't that sister who was good at this or did that or something. Yeah, I'm sure I did things, but I didn't feel maybe like I was recognized for them. But I wrote this out of, it has courage, it has bravery, it has love, determination, like everything that I was and am. But I really feel like this embodies where I was at the time. In 98, I was, 19, 20, and so, maybe I started writing when I was 18. That would be 97, I guess. Either way, it was around that time. And so, getting out of high school, going into college, we were just moving. We just moved to Plano at that time, right after high school. And so, but my family, I still just felt trapped. And I'm just like, this has got to change. I've got to feel better about myself. I've got to do something with my life. There's just, and I just started writing all these things down, all these feelings I had, or all these, maybe insecurities I had, and just all these things. And I wrote this novel. Quest for Freedom is 180 pages. This is the back. This is what I was reading to you, the synopsis. Like I said, it took me a while to write it, but in that time, I moved twice, three times, really. I moved three times while writing this. I started going to college. I had lots of stuff, which, you shouldn't put writing aside because you have stuff, because writing is an outlet, though, just as anything else. And writing is a good outlet. Oops. But I hope you guys enjoyed the synopsis, and I hope you, obviously it's medieval, it's fantasy, it's elves, it's dragons, and so it's kind of that world. When I was getting it published, I was actually turned down by a company because they said it sounded too much like Lord of the Rings. Now I'm like, yes, it sounds like something awesome and famous, and I'm like, wait, no, they don't want it, So it's published and it's here and it's on Amazon, and we'll post a link for you. I was super nervous reading. I'm sure you heard that, but getting near the end, I think I got a little less nervous. So, if you guys want, pick up a copy. I'm sure you'll love it. And thanks for tuning in. And we're happy to bring you stuff like this. Here at 2 Feet Below, we'll bring you everything. We'll bring you anything. So, tell me how you like it. You can even tell me if you don't like it, but I hope you do. I'm sure you will. So, thank you. Love you. Bye.